Hello, my beautiful buds. Welcome back to my channel, Sprouts with Joy. My name is Joy, and if you like to talk about plants, you're in the right place. Wow, I did that intro hyper speed. Today, we are going to the Great Big Home and Garden Show in Cleveland.
Yay.
Yeah, my husband's with me too, so this is gonna be a wild ride, a super fun time. I have absolutely no idea what to expect, honestly. I just know that there's gonna be plants there. Like, all the plant stores and garden centers that I go to, all their employees were like, oh my gosh, you should go to this in a few weeks, you should go. And I was like, okay. So we worked it out and we're going. And we thought it would be fun to film it. And if it's trash and not fun at all, I just won't upload this video. But if it is pretty fun, I will share it with you guys. So if you're watching this right now, apparently it was fun. Clay, any thoughts?
I mean, yeah. I have fond memories of the IX Center, which is the place that the expo is at. But they had this really fun jingle whenever they would have an amusement park there, because they host all sorts of different kinds of events.
What was the jingle?
Gotta get to the IX Indoor Amusement Park. It's kind of like that. So I only ever went once. So I'm sure we begged our parents to go for years, and then finally they took us. And I remember, first of all, they had animals there, and I got bit by a pig, which was not fun. I remember riding this ship ride that swings you back and forth, and I started feeling really sick, so I started crying and screaming, and I was crying and screaming so much that they stopped the ride because I thought I was going to throw up and then die in that order. But yeah, it was horrible. So I'm hoping that this is better than the IX Indoor Amusement Park.
I don't even think that they have rides. If they do,
that will be an improvement.
Holy moly.
Dude, plant rides? What if they just have horse rides, but they just have plants that you can sit
way.
on?
Like a Pothos saddle. The heck? Well, we made it there, and it was absolutely freezing, 10 degrees outside or whatever, and I could not handle that, but it's fine. So we made the trek inside. When we first entered, there were a lot of random cool home things, I guess you could say. There were some saunas and really cool looking sheds and jacuzzis and stuff like that, and I don't know, they had these cool plates and just things that are set up to look nice. But we all know that I was really here for the house plants, so I made my way to the plants promptly. And of course they also did have some fun things like jewelry and random other planty related accessories that are fun to look at. But this first place, Pandy's, they had some white wizards and white knights on display right off the bat. And they had these really beefy stems. I was actually really impressed with how just thick they were. But really beautiful. I thought they were kind of expensive, but that's, I guess, to be expected. And okay, I've never really been a spider plant person, but I can't say that I was not tempted by these spider plants with so many babies. Oh my gosh, they were honestly really beautiful. They have so many babies. That's so pretty. They have a display of their little pink plants. I love variegated string of hearts. It's so pretty. He's stuck. Come on, little guy, you can do it. They're baby goldfish plants. They're so little. I've never seen one so little. I usually see them really big. It's super shiny. It's kind of fun. It's a baby ponytail pop. For a decrease. Oh, I don't want them to fall. They're like all tingly, but they look cute. Okay, first of all, look at this exotica leaf. Do you see that? If I were to get another Sansevieria, I'd probably get a moonshine. But okay. This is only $10. It's a syngonium apparently, but it looks more like a philodendron. I don't know what this is, but it has like velvety leaves. And it's $10. This is really pretty. I've never heard of this before. But look at that leaf. It's so interesting. It reminds me of like a painted lady, but anthurium. That's pretty cool. Like, I don't have very good luck with peperomia usually, but this is beautiful. This reminds me of the like watermelon decidia. Is that right? I mean, it looks similar to it. I know you're staring at me like, what are you talking about? $10? I don't know, I can... With these, you have to water them with distilled water, I think. So they're like a little bit high maintenance. But I've always thought about getting one. This clip there was just an atrocious sound happening in the background, but I wanted to keep my genuine reaction to this Alocasia cuprea. It's a monster. Do you see how massive this is? And it was only $30. I could not believe it whatsoever. Honestly, like I was absolutely dumbfounded, and there were some other alocasias there too. I'm not super well versed in alocasia, so maybe it was like a silver dragon or something like that, but the exact name is not coming to me. There was also that for $30, and I couldn't believe it. That's all I can say. I was so tempted to get them. I very recently finally got an Alocasia cuprea. It was a wish list plant for a really long time, but part of me is kind of kicking myself because, of course, I wasn't expecting to come across this massive beauty here. But at the same time, I mean, where would I put it, I guess? They also had this substantial Homalomina camouflage that I thought was a really good find. I think also for $30. Like, these are all like 8-inch pots for $30 right here. Very full, beautiful plants. And there was another type of Homalomina, but I didn't really catch what kind it was, but it was just kind of, I guess, like your normal garden variety Homalomina, but it was still honestly so beautiful. I definitely want to get that like syngonium thing, like whatever that was. I don't know what that was, but I want it. Okay, this place, Mulberry Creek, had the most beautiful succulent and cactus arrangements, or just kind of general desert plants. Also, there's this Huernia lifesaver that I was kind of low-key obsessed with, and they had these little tiny pixie syngonium that were just adorable. And all in all, I had a really fun time looking at plants that I don't typically see available in my local garden centers. And they had so many little plants too that were really cute that I guess could go really well in either a terrarium or like I guess there are desert terrariums or arrangements too. I felt like these plants would be just the perfect candidate for that sort of thing, which I found really inspiring. These pots are really cool too. And so cute. And with that, we left and looked at some of the beautiful landscaping arrangements that were there and headed to the next plant shop, which is called The Plant Shop. Do you see the size of this airplane? That's so big. He's so big. That's huge. Okay, so this was like the cutest thing ever. It was like a repurposed truck with plants on the inside, and it was absolutely adorable. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a ton of footage in here because only a couple people can really comfortably be in there at once, and there were some people waiting, and so I was awkward and I didn't want to take up space. We were in and out pretty quickly, but some of the things that stood out to me were like a variegated whalefin sansevieria, and there was something that was unlabeled, but it kind of looked like a vanilla orchid to me, so I don't know, I could be wrong. Some cute little Calathea Freddies, and aloe looking things, and more sansevieria. That's pretty cool. I don't know what it is. It's like variegated something.
What is this?
I don't know. He's happy. He has a friendly face. None of these have labels, so I don't know what they are. But that's really cool. That's super cool. A wishlist plant?
A wishlist plant?
Yeah. This is a Marantis rubber band. I have no idea how much it is. That's really pretty. Clay and I were both super impressed by the beautiful nature display here, as well as these super unique and cool bonsai trees that we were not expecting to find, but they were honestly such a treat to look at because I don't get to see a ton of bonsai trees like this very often. Someday I think it could be kind of cool to get into them. I don't know. Let me know if you guys have ever gotten a bonsai tree. That's so trippy because it feels like it should be like, you know, 100 times its size. Like it looks like I'm like looking down on a valley. I'm seeing that. As we were on our way out, we stumbled across this other little local shop that sold a lot of bourbon and whiskey related stuff, but also a lot of cool macrame and knit things that are related to plants, you know, like kind of like plant accessories. And I was really excited about them because I loved all the color selections, and I was so enamored with how well made they were. And I'm always looking for different ways and unique ways to display my houseplants. So this got me really excited because, I mean, maybe someday I'll learn how to crochet and all that stuff, but that's probably not happening anytime soon. So in the meantime, I will enjoy the creations that other people make. Last but not least, I had to give a high five to a bear, and then we were off driving into the sunset back home. Well, I am back home, clearly, but I just wanted to do a little bit of a debrief. That was honestly really fun, maybe even more fun than I really anticipated. And we had a lot of really good conversations with people. I kind of discovered some garden centers that I'd never heard of that are in my general vicinity in Northeast Ohio, so that was really fun. So for example, I'm definitely gonna have to check out Mulberry Creek, I think it was. They had a lot of really cool succulents and cacti and stuff like that. For example, like they had a Huernia Lifesaver, I think it is, that was so beautiful. I was very tempted to buy it. I almost did, but I think I'm probably gonna like go back to the actual garden center and maybe get it then. But I did want to show you guys some of the things that I did end up getting. Most of the things I got were from Pandy's Garden Center. So first up, I ended up getting this. It's labeled as a syngonium window leaf, and I'd never heard of it before. Honestly, like, I don't even know if it's like actually a syngonium or if it's, honestly, it gives me kind of more monstera vibes or maybe philodendron, but mostly monstera. So I looked it up and I couldn't find any information about it, but it was only $10. I had never heard of it before or seen it before, so I wanted to check it out. And the thing that really stood out to me about this plant, like kind of from afar, it's like, oh, it's like a standard green vining plant or whatever. But if you come up close and if you were to actually feel it, it kind of has a velvety, like satin finish to the leaf, which really attracted me to the plant because, I mean, that's just absolutely beautiful. Do you see that? And again, from afar, it seems very simple and straightforward. But that finish is super unique and beautiful. You know how Monstera adansonii can kind of have a more satin finish? Not always, but sometimes it can kind of have that feel. So it reminds me of a Monstera adansonii and then like a velvet leaf philodendron. So like somewhere between there is kind of the finish of this leaf. It's very soft and silky. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing like any syngonium I've ever seen. So if it is actually a syngonium, like that's pretty dang cool. So let me know, you guys, if you've come across this plant or have any idea what it really is, because it's kind of a mystery to me, but I thought it was really beautiful and definitely worth it for $10. The next plant that I got was a rabbit's foot fern. And I mean, it was only $5. So I was like, okay, this is like a little rabbit's foot fern that's low risk. Like I'm not going to be spending a whole lot of money on it or anything like that. So it doesn't have any like rabbit feet coming out yet, but if you're familiar with this plant, kind of from the bottom, I think they're the rhizomes, or I don't know. I don't know the exact terminology for ferns very much because I don't have a whole lot of ferns at all. In fact, I think this is only my second fern. I have a staghorn fern. I've had like a Boston fern on my front porch, but like I really haven't gotten into many ferns. I really like the rabbit's foot fern because, yeah, in the bottom, I guess they're, like I said, maybe rhizomes, or I don't know exactly what they are, but they get really fuzzy and kind of creep out the bottom of the pot and look like paws, I guess, like rabbit's feet. And I just think that the foliage is also super cute. It almost looks like an herb, like parsley or something like that. And then also from Pandy's, I always wanted one of those bust pots, or like, you'll know what I mean. It's like the face pots, and this was a really cute one. So it does not have a drainage hole, but you would just put, you know, a plant that's in a nursery pot or something like that, and it kind of acts like a cash po situation. And of course you have to take advantage of, you know, probably get a plant that looks more like hair to put in there. So, you know, this is just an example of what it can look like. And then we came across another store that had a lot of kind of like knit things, like things made out of yarn, and some macrame stuff. They also had some bourbon related stuff, which my husband was excited about. But there are these like handmade little things that you could put like a plant in. So you hang it up kind of like you would, you know, on a hook, and then you just put a plant in here and have it kind of cascade out. So I was really excited about that. I thought it was super cute and very, very well made. I mean, look at how beautiful that is, right? So yeah, I love getting homemade things and, you know, kind of unique things that you can add to your home. Thank you so much for joining me. And if we happened to meet, there are a lot of people asking us like, oh, like, what are you doing with the camera? So if you happened to meet me there, I mean, feel free to say hi in the comments below, and I mean, I'd love to kind of meet you again. And yeah, I hope that you have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.